Recon Athlete Podcast is brought to you by Kreitz Market, The Social, and Focus Fit San Marcos. All right, Recon Athlete, episode number 101. We are officially in the new century of shows. Chris Sanchez, Paul Rodriguez, Zach Luceto. Team is back in the house. Shout out to Snoop Daniel over in the green room. And shout out to my cousin Stefano. Went to go pick up a clam pizza. Let's see. Shout out to Jordan Norrit, BJ's brother. I don't think he's ever. He said, "What's up, dudes? What's this about?" You'll see, man. We talk sports and other stuff. You know, we'll talk
about BJ.
We'll talk about BJ a little bit, and he calls in every now and then. So shout out to B. We'll be talking a little bit of Longhorns today. Some NBA basketball going on. It's actually kind of cool because there's actually games going on during the day.
Yeah, all day.
Yeah, but I couldn't my only complaint was that the first one was on NBA TV only, and I don't have the NBA TV. So I was listening to it a little bit on the SiriusXM app. But, I mean, I get it, but also, just put it on TNT, dog. Just put it on ESPN.
Especially because everyone's home anyways. Most people are still working from home and stuff.
And that's what I'm doing. I'm working from home, right? So I got the.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I work from home now. And so I got the TV on in the background, and I'm usually watching the either Sports Center or the basketball game if it's on.
They didn't have it streaming on NBA Live or not NBA.com.
I don't think so.
Dude, they're stingy with it, bro.
Really?
Any game that's not on
like a network
on a package that you have, it's hard to get. I even normally since I'm a Packers fan, so they play a lot of out-of-market games for us.
Right.
I can go on Reddit and find the live streams of games pretty easily normally. But I'm also a Suns fan because of Ricky Rubio. And so trying to find their out-of-market games in the bubble were they weren't even on Reddit.
You would think
because you have to have Fox Sports Santa Fe or some shit.
You think they would be more accessible because they're all kind of centralized in one location, not spread all over the country. They're in a bubble in Orlando.
Yeah,
you'd figure that the rights, the broadcast rights would be a little bit more affordable, and they could either stream it but maybe like you said, Zach. They're just kind of stingy and tight with those rights.
Yeah, and I would like to. I would like to see it.
And I think that's interesting to think about too. It's been kind of a topic of discussion about TV deals for these college teams. Mm-hmm. And if the NBA is playing in a bubble with less teams but still not changing any of their TV kind of viewing things, then I don't know how it's going to work for college. Maybe they're just going to try to grab money too, which I guess would be smart for them.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking maybe those deals couldn't be or weren't be able to work out, especially because they're playing during the day and, the networks are like, you're going to charge us the same amount if this game was on, I don't know, let's say 6 in the afternoon compared to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It just doesn't make sense financially for those markets or for those TV deals, rather.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just, as a casual NBA fan, casual basketball fan, I was just, kind of disappointed I couldn't watch the early game. I like to have something on while I'm trying to work. Just, check it out every now and then. And I'm not a hardcore NBA fan where I'm going to have NBA TV or a subscription or anything like that.
It comes with YouTube TV, if you ever get that.
But isn't that $45 a month or something like that? $50? $60 a month? See, that's sick. I can't do all that, man. I just got I got Netflix and Hulu. And I had Disney Plus with my Verizon thing, but that was just a 1 year free, and then so it just went. So I didn't get to watch Hamilton. So I was gonna watch it. It was on my list, but I heard it was 3 hours long.
I might be able to put you on the Disney Plus.
Oh, you got
whenever,
me.
Whenever Mandalorian comes back around, I might slide.
Well, yeah. So that's what I'm. Yeah, Mandalorian. I want to watch Mandalorian, and
you never watched. You didn't watch the first.
Yeah, I watched I watched the first season, so I'm gonna have to watch the second season, and I want to watch Hamilton. I've never seen it. You seen it?
Not into it.
No.
Nah.
Yeah. Hamilton? Did you?
No, I never seen it, but some dude told me that that I look like that dude, but I feel like that was an insult.
Oh, Lin-Manuel Miranda? Oh yeah, you do. You do look a little bit.
I do got too many names.
You like
I don't want to look like him.
You like Ricky Rubio because you said it.
I would rather look like Ricky Rubio than Miranda Manuel, whatever.
You don't have a middle name?
Steven, but ain't nobody call me Zachary Steven.
Zachary Steven Lucero?
Yeah.
Zachary Steven.
That's
like mine.
You say my last name better though.
Oh, Lucero?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. Recon Athlete, episode 101. Chris Sanchez, Paul Rodriguez, Zach Lucero. Shout out to Snoop Daniel. Shout out to everybody on the watch party. The Sarge. Happy belated Sarge. Shout out to Wes, Snoop, BJ. Adam Barber's on there. Vanessa Rodriguez, of course, Jordan. So shout out to everybody that's joined us tonight. And we'll be back on Saturday as well. Shout out to Kreitz Market, our new sponsor as well, Texas Point Outdoors.
Shout out Texas Point Outdoors.
Yeah, go check out the Instagram. They got some cool stuff, some cool hats, and possibly our new sponsor. This one right here. You want to
point at the camera?
Can you read it? Can you read it?
Heck no,
What does it say?
I can't even read that, and I'm right here.
I forgot all the names. I know Carsey.
Minton, Bassett, Flores, and Carson.
Yeah. Minton, Bassett, Flores. Yeah, it's a law firm.
Oh, heck yeah, dude.
Yeah, we might be getting.
I might need some representation.
That's what Paul
you know
said. So we might be getting
some representation.
Yeah, we might be getting
down
some.
The line.
We might get some representation. And they are like a criminal defense attorneys. So or that's not. I don't think that's all they do, but.
Before we move on, I'll shout out everyone that supported the 100th episode last Saturday. It was a lot of fun. Thank you guys. Paul, thanks for the mask.
No, that's Recon, man. We bought that.
Recon, or me, thanks for my mask, because I'm Recon.
That's right.
Yeah.
But no, it was fun. Shout out to Revelry for allowing us to do that.
Yeah.
And allowing us to give out that 20% to people that supported the show.
Yeah.
So.
Man, word up. Man, Zach's like a professional now. He spends a couple hours a week on Snoop's show over there on the Horn and
picking up some good habits.
Picking up some good habits.
I do the rejoins now. I got a lot of responsibilities. So I gotta step my game up. I do like 3 rejoins a night.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes 4.
What?
Yeah.
Do one for us real quick.
We're not rejoining. I can't do it. It's got to be. It's got.
All right, let's pretend like we're at here's some music. Okay, we're on a commercial.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Recon episode number 101. You're listening to. Oh wait, it's not a radio station. Presented by Facebook Live.
Yeah, Facebook Live.
I'm Zach Lucero. That is P Rod. Joined by the hostess with the mostest, a little less than Snoop though, Mr. Chris Sanchez.
Dang. Himself. That's all right, man. Hey, if I'm in the same arena as Snoop. Same breath as Snoop.
I really be saying the same thing every time I just like flip it around a little bit.
Yeah.
It's in a different order.
That's all you gotta do.
Hey, but I don't know what we had on tap for today, but Paul, I know you don't like when I do this, but we never really got a chance to talk about our fantasy teams. So if you'd be okay with me pulling a little audible here, a little Omaha.
That's why I only put 2. That's why I only put 2 topics because I figured Zach had something in the chamber.
He has something. All right.
So, we were supposed to do the album review, but I know none of y'all listened to that. So
was that supposed to be today?
It was supposed to be last Saturday.
Harry Styles?
It's supposed to be Saturday.
Was it Harry Styles?
Today. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do it Saturday.
We'll make sure Wes listens to Harry Styles too.
It's actually good. Like you said, you tried to listen to the Taylor Swift while you were running.
I did.
And it didn't work.
I did. It didn't work.
This one has some.
I will do. Okay,
bangers.
so I'm gonna get back on the running tomorrow morning. So tomorrow when I start.
So Paul,
I'll do Harry
would
Styles.
you be able to pull up our fantasy teams? Us 3.
I'm pulling it up too. I think.
I got Paul flustered. He dropped his phone.
Yeah, it slipped, and I tried to play it off.
Oh yeah, you're talking about BJ's already talking trash.
This is the big thing about BJ. BJ, I don't know, for whatever reason, I think like the top players.
BJ, go cook dinner for your family or something, dude.
In the league, he just wants to pester because he feels his big brain will allow him to move up whenever he sees fit. So, today I just started ignoring him because I was like, BJ, you thirsty, bro?
I had that Facebook message on mute since day one.
Good.
All right, so Paul or Chris, do you mind? Do you have the teams pulled up?
I've got. Yeah, I can pull. Which one?
So let's start out with your team. Can you go down your roster real quick?
My team.
Yeah.
My quarterback, Deshaun Watson. Starting running backs are Saquon Barkley and Nick Chubb. My receivers are Cortland Sutton, AJ Brown. Tight ends George Kittle. Making a lot of money now. Flex is Cooper Kupp. Defense is Patriots.
Shout out Flex ATX.
Craig, yeah. Shout out Flex ATX. My kicker is Greg Zuerlein. And then my bench is Jonathan Taylor, running back for Indianapolis. Ronald Jones, Tampa Bay running back. Jordan Howard. Miami running back, I got Henry Ruggs, the third wide receiver. Backup quarterback is Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones. Backup tight end is Chris Herndon, and then I got Darius Slayton as well as a wide receiver.
And what's your team name?
Huh?
What's your team name?
Just right now it's just Team Sanchez.
Oh my gosh,
I haven't changed it, though. I haven't changed it, dude.
Creative. Paul, does anything stick out to you
I need to change.
about Chris's team?
Yeah, I think Chris was able to land his quarterback Deshaun Watson in the later round after some big quarterbacks went off the board in I think round 5 and round 3. That's when I picked mine in 5, and I know Patrick Mahomes went in 3. But I mean, for me to find value in Deshaun Watson that late, I think was impressive.
There was like a little bit of run. There was a little bitty run, and then he was still there. So I want when I took Deshaun Watson, I was like, I better get him now, or I'm not going to get him coming back.
You won't get
I'm not gonna, I was like, and then I'm going to have to go to like down. So
And I like the Cortland Sutton pick. I was actually looking at him before you drafted him, so I think that's a good pick. And then I mean, all in all, I think you have a pretty good like little stable of receivers. Like definitely no like huge names, but guys that are be pretty consistent throughout the season.
Well, I mean, I went running back early, so like I had to like kind of make up with some other wide receivers, and then I got Jonathan Taylor. I think he's going to be. He's got a chance to be rookie of the year, and I think he might be a guy that'll do a lot for the Colts. So I don't know. I'm excited about him and excited about Henry Ruggs. See what Henry Ruggs can do.
And Paul, where do you think Chris is gonna like struggle a little bit?
Man, it's hard to say.
It's hard because if you don't know, like I know, but Chris has the best team in the league according to the stats. Chris has the number 1 team,
right?
And so like it's kind of hard to tell right now for 2 reasons. Number 1, we're in a pandemic. Number 1. Number 2, I think that if Chris stays healthy, I mean, I think he probably has the best running back in the league.
Well, it's going to start running again, so that'll help.
Maybe, and I think he could have probably he may have 2 top 10 receivers if everybody goes healthy, and he may have the number 1 tight end. And so, I mean, who
are the 2 top 10 receivers?
I think Cortland and Sutton, and I really have a good feeling Cooper Kupp may have like a big resurgent year, and he may sneak in to that top ranking because everybody I think is sleeping on the Rams and golf right now. That Cooper Kupp, I think when he was healthy in his rookie year, was just all over the place, and I think he may be a dark sleeper.
And that was one of the reasons why I got more wide receivers at the end there because of Cooper Kupp's injury issues. So I was like, well, if I'm gonna have this flex, then I better if I'm gonna have him on my team, I better have some backups.
If he's healthy, he could have a big year.
Yeah.
So you don't think Jerry Jeudy is going to hurt Cortland Sutton's production? Or you think it'll help it?
I think it just depends on how the matchups and how Jeudy absorbs that offense early, because I think Drew Lock has the deep ball threat with Jeudy, but at the same time, like his bread and butter is going to be Cortland Sutton. I mean, he's going to have to make sure he depends and gets him the ball. Now, if Cortland Sutton is getting doubled and bracketed, then I think Jerry Jeudy's production is going to increase. But if you're going to tell me that Jerry Jeudy's taking away probably 20% of Cortland Sutton's targets, I'm gonna be like, probably not. Not early in the season.
Chris, for $1, Cortland Sutton, college.
Easy, bro. Easy.
I don't know.
Easy.
Oh, no, SMU.
I was gonna give him.
Oh, was it?
You could have won $1.
Dang.
All right, Chris, can you read Paul's team?
Paul's team, the president, quarterback
That's
Lamar.
your name?
Yeah.
That's uncreative.
Lamar Jackson's his quarterback. His running backs are Dalvin Cook and Leonard Fournette. Which one's more uncreative, the president or Team Sanchez?
I mean, probably the president, because yours is just that because you didn't change it. Paul changed it to the president.
That's right. I am the president.
Quarterback, and this is the president's team. Quarterback Lamar Jackson. Running backs are Dalvin Cook, Leonard Fournette. Wide receivers DeAndre Hopkins, AJ Green. And tight end is Mark Andrews. Flex spot is T.Y. Hilton. Broncos defense, Robbie Gould is his kicker. And his bench reads like this. Mark Ingram, running back. James White, running back. Jerry Jeudy, wide receiver. Mecole Hardman, wide receiver. Cam Newton, his backup quarterback. Michael Pittman, wide receiver. And then Justin Jefferson, wide receiver. So So, Paul, let me ask you this real quick before Zach gets into his questions. Why no backup tight end? You just pick one up if you need one?
Yeah, I usually just will sit my starting tight end and I'll find a gap player for that bye week. Usually what I'll do is I'll look probably 4 weeks out and I'll kind of see who's coming available.
Okay.
And then I'll see if maybe I need to pick one up. And I'll try to gauge whose buys are going to be in front of mine, who I know they may drop there. They may try to be sneaky and like, oh, let me drop my starter and see if I can pick him back up. Yeah. And then I'll try to come in and swoop that up.
All right. Zach, one
thing I noticed about your team is your bench is like full of people that like play a lot or will probably play a lot. You know, sometimes like a lot of people, especially people that try to have your kind of philosophy where they're like, I didn't draft a second one in this position because I'll just drop someone and pick someone up.
Right.
A lot of people are like for instance, like maybe Jonathan Taylor like ends up not playing this year and it's all Marlon Mack.
Right.
But like looking at your bench, all of these people are going to be contributing every game. So I think your bench is one of your strongest suits because everyone on your team is pretty much interchangeable. What do you think is like your strong points of your team? Or if you don't like my questions, you don't have to answer either.
Yeah, I think my strong point is, and I told Chris this because Chris asked me like, what do you think your team the night after, or the night of, but during the evening hours, and I said,
y'all spent the night?
I was on the phone anyway. I went Ravens heavy, and the reason why I went Ravens heavy is because I know, or I believe I have a good idea of what Lamar Jackson is, like who he is as a person, and he doesn't like to be second. Well, he's second to Pat Mahomes, even though he won the MVP of the league. And so I think with that being known, he's going to work even harder in the offseason so that when it does come down again to a playoff matchup, maybe he's able to pull the victory out instead of going home against the Titans like they did last year. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. And that's why, and his number one, well, probably not the number one, but his biggest security blanket was his tight end. And I was able to land him really deep in the draft. But as far as the other Raven, Mark Ingram, who BJ's tried to trade for him twice, I think Mark Ingram is going to be like heavy in the goal line. We're going to get down the field. You know, Hollywood Brown's going to get them down there, and then they'll probably try to get either the tight end or Mark Ingram involved.
Who's the other running back?
For who?
For
the Ravens?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like they have another one that played a lot. But Mark Ingram like was one of the higher scoring like fantasy running backs last year. So for him to be on your bench, I don't think he's going to get a lot of carries, but I think he's going to score a lot of touchdowns. All right, Chris, will you read my team? Or as soon as you're finished on that site that you shouldn't be on?
J.K. Dobbins. Gus Edwards. No, he's not with them anymore, is he?
They drafted J.K. Dobbins?
No, hold on. I was looking up the running back depth chart for Baltimore because you asked that question.
J.W. Marriott?
Mark Ingram, J.K. Dobbins.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they did draft J.K. Dobbins in the third round, I think.
And they have Gus Edwards still, I think. All right.
Gus Edwards, really good in Madden. Oh, they also got the dude from, or they did last year, the dude from Oklahoma State. He's like really fast. What's his name? I always sub him in on Madden because he's faster.
For real?
Yeah.
All right. What's your team name? Fool?
Zex is the most creative effort.
Let's see. My sorry y'all. My internet is really slow right now.
I'll get off y'all's internet. Sorry.
It's all right.
Justice
Mile
Hill.
High airing it out. Is that you?
No, that's not him.
Justice Hill. That's the dude I was thinking of.
So Zach's team
F it, mask off.
His quarterback is Kyler Murray.
F it, mask off.
His running back is Alvin Kamara, Miles Sanders, and then his receivers are OBJ, Keenan Allen. Tight end is Austin Hooper, and then his flex is Josh Jacobs, running back out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Defense, Seattle, and his kicker is Jake Elliott. The bench, Stephon Diggs, Evan Ingram, tight end, CeeDee Lamb. I was really looking for him. Marlon Mack, John Brown, Jay Sternberger, and then the Vikings D.
So, fun fact.
Okay.
So the day of the draft, I was ready, and then the Facebook group message just became way too popping, so I muted it. And I just started doing other stuff because I didn't have the thing telling me like Paul sending like 11 messages like, hey, we're starting, because I muted it. So my first like 4 picks were all auto drafted.
Were they? Yeah. I didn't see anybody that was auto drafted.
It didn't tell us you were auto drafting.
Yeah, because I was like 10 minutes late, and it was already like the 5th round after like 10 minutes.
Well, because
we were going.
Yeah. So like my first like 3 or 4 were auto drafted, but I'm not mad at that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to give you the best position, the best player at that ranking. So wherever you were, I mean, it did give you some decent picks.
Yeah. So I mean, Alvin Kamara was obviously your first pick,
my
right?
first pick. Yeah.
So
I don't think I drafted Miles Sanders. I don't think I drafted.
I mean, I like your 2 receivers.
I didn't draft Jacobs. Yeah,
I like
those 3.
I mean, I think OBJ is going to come back because I think Baker Mayfield's going to have a better year.
Mm-hmm.
So I like OBJ. Keenan Allen is probably I guess I would say one of the most underrated wide receivers in the league, in my opinion.
You think now that Rivers is out, or previously?
Well, I mean, maybe previously, but I think he's just one of those guys that, he's under the radar. He's gonna get his touchdowns.
And I think
get his touches.
Like big name receivers like that really really prosper with young or like kind of transitionary quarterbacks because they're like a safety blanket, So whether it's Tyrod Taylor or Justin Herbert, like I feel like they're going to be looking at him.
Yeah, that's actually the reason why I drafted Michael Pittman Jr. at USC, because he has a body type like Keenan Allen, and now that he's going to Indianapolis as a rookie, I think him and Phillip may have some kind of connection that way, just with that body type.
Okay.
So and I didn't get another quarterback. I don't know why. But I feel like
because it's a 10-team league and you can find one if you need it.
And then, but I feel confident in Kyler Murray because I feel like you'll get some points from rushing as well, which is always like an advantage. I like my defense. I forgot that the Vikings lost Everson Griffin, so that I'm not as confident as that at that defense. And maybe Jay Sternberger will be really really good. Who knows? Because he's like the only tight end in Green Bay now.
Yeah, I mean he was very productive for the Aggies.
Yeah,
when he came from JUCO,
and he played some last year, so
he could emerge as a big security.
They haven't really had a tight end since
Finley.
Yeah,
Jermichael Finley.
Yeah, because I mean they had Jimmy Graham, they
didn't work out.
They had Jared Cook. All he did was catch that pass against the Cowboys that beat them in the playoffs, but that was really
Didn't he get hurt after that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why do you have 3 tight ends though? Just because?
Because I have 2 tight ends that I'm going to use, and then Sternberger is just kind of like a.
I think that's a Green Bay flex.
Yeah, and he's like in my like AAA,
Oh, okay.
I might call him up. I might send him to the waivers, Maybe pick up another quarterback.
You might need another quarterback, and just for, and
have Marlon Mack. So hopefully. Your guy doesn't play.
Man, he burned me last year because I drafted him not high, but I think in the 2nd round. And then like the first game he got hurt, and I was like pissed.
But when he plays, he scores a lot of points.
He's money when he plays.
Yeah, I was going to talk about BJ's team because it says it's the best in the league, but I looked at his quarterback and saw Josh Allen, and I was like, I'm not gonna consider anybody that's got Josh Allen as their quarterback as the best team in the league.
Yeah, talk about it.
I mean, I just can't, bro.
I don't think we need to talk about any other teams.
I think, I just think, BJ. I mean, I think you've been watching too much or reading too many websites and listening to too many podcasts where they're blowing up Josh Allen. I just don't.
I think he's gonna have a solid year.
I just don't know.
But he's not gonna be what BJ thinks he's gonna be.
No.
Fairy tales.
Yeah, and Christian McCaffrey made his money, man.
You know what happens when running backs make their money?
Yeah.
Production goes down.
They get injured.
That's true.
We seen it happen. Seen it. All right, Recon Athlete, episode 101. Chris Sanchez, Paul Rodriguez, Zach Luceto. Zach, thank you for leading that.
Welcome.
And Wes he texted me.
What did he say?
That's right. He said nobody wants to hear about BJ.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's why I said let's not do that.
Yo, real talk though, y'all should follow Wes on Facebook because he's got some nostalgic posts. Like if you were born from 80 or 79 to like 92, you can vibe with all of his posts on Facebook.
So I will not be following.
Word up.
Yeah, it may not work for you, but for us, it's.
I got to meet a bunch of Chris's friends
When?
after the show.
Oh,
after the
yeah.
show?
You hung out. Yeah, some
Yeah,
people
hung out for a
showed
little
up.
bit, yeah.
You hung out and showed up. And
Yeah,
then where'd you go?
Then it got a little weird, so I left.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
What happened?
What happened?
It was just like a lot of people I didn't know, and like.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
You felt like the nephew at the bar. And
Yeah,
everybody's
yeah.
telling
Everybody's
you to get
old.
beers.
Yeah, everybody was all old and like talking about buying houses and like.
Yeah.
Zach doesn't pay rent.
Yeah.
People, yeah, like yeah. It was,
Yeah. No, I feel that.
Well, and because I was initially gonna come back to over here to watch the fight.
Oh, yeah. You
So
were
I
supposed to
didn't
come
want-
watch
so I didn't want to
UFC.
like stay there for
Yeah.
5 hours until 9 o'clock. You know. So
Yeah.
I was gonna leave and come back, and then I ended up not coming back.
You didn't come back
Where did
here?
you? No, he didn't come back here either.
Wow.
Where did you go?
Just ran around.
Ran on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's right. I mean, because you did call me. I remember you called me.
Yeah.
And you were like, "Hey, I'm not going to be able to make it back." And
Yeah,
I
I
was
called.
like,
I
"Oh,
called
okay."
Snoop. as
Oh
well,
yeah, you were like, "I'm not going to make it to the house." I was like, "Oh, okay, no worries."
Did you make it back to watch the fight?
Yeah. Or no. Actually, when I got back,
Which one was it? Yeah or no?
well, I got back. I was going to, but Snoop had already left. I don't think he wasn't.
You got disgruntled with the fights?
He wasn't happy with the fights.
Oh. So you got to watch it?
He even said, well, the TV was. I went to bed. I was tired.
Oh.
I work all the time. So
Were you at Revelry that whole time?
I mean, I think so.
Jeez Louise. Did you walk home?
No, I got a ride, but also actually
Don't
kind of
drink and drive.
Yeah, don't drink and drive. But also like I kind of worked a little bit because they got kind of busy, and so like
Well, yeah, that's part
And
of
so,
why I
like,
left too.
I-
Is you kept getting up to like take people's orders, like, and I was like, dude, I'm trying to talk to you here.
You're working?
Yeah.
I mean like
People like the table next to us was like eating. And he'd be like, "Are you done with that plate?" Like he would like lean back in his chair and be like, "You done with that?"
I mean that's not
Dude,
far.
chill, that's embarrassing.
That's not far from the truth. That's not far from the truth. I would get up, go ask for a drink or something, and then like I would see when you're in that environment, man, like I don't know, and I see that this table needs to be bussed, and so I'm like, oh, let me go get this stuff and I'm gonna clean up. I'm trying to help out Jackie and Angel, and none of them were like, hey, you need to stop doing that. They were like, oh yeah, go ahead. So I even sat some people who bought me a shot, and
Cool.
shout out to Chelsea and Emily. They were so
Are they hot?
yeah.
Well, they're like
Yeah.
hot for like your age.
Well, I don't know. Maybe. No, like they're regulars. I think Emily's a regular, and so I was like, I'm not really working right now. She's like, yeah, we know you work for a school district. And I was like, you know me? She was like, yeah. And she was like, but anyways, I told her about the recon. I told her about the 100th episode, blah blah blah. She was like, oh, that's awesome. We should take a shot together. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So then like I went inside and ordered them, then brought them out, and then like other people asked me for stuff, and I start working.
Did you punch in?
I mean, no, not really, but that's just what
Dude,
happened.
You're working for free, dude.
I don't
Come on.
know. Well, I mean, they hooked me up, man. They hooked it up. So, no, it's all right. All right, Recon Athlete, episode 101. Before we got into Zach's awesome fantasy football talk, we're gonna talk some NBA and some Longhorns. Right now, the Dallas Mavericks are leading the Clippers 15-9. Clippers are up 1-0 on the Mavs. Got to shout out the Mavs though, because the Texas team, and Wes is a big fan. The Nuggets lost to the Jazz 124-105 today. That series tied at 1. Raptors 104, Nets 99. That was the early game I was trying to watch, but it was on NBA TV. So Raptors up 2-0 in that series, and then the Celtics just blew the doors off of the Sixers today, 128-101.
The Sixers are done, man.
You think?
Embiid, like just watching them play, Embiid doesn't even look like he wants to be there. And like when you don't have Ben Simmons, like Embiid's gotta want to be there. And if he's like checked out, then
Well, I think with the thing with Embiid is like he wants the ball,
yeah,
right? And they're not getting him the ball, so he's just. I think for that reason, or he's just like kind of. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm kind of like you said. He's kind of checked out because even after after game one, he was talking about, oh well, I want the ball more. And then they asked the coach. I can't remember the coach's name. And the reporter was saying, that's not who it is, the Sixers coach. The reporter was asking the coach, hey, it seemed like y'all were having it seems like y'all are having success early getting the ball down in the post to the Embiid. How come you got away from that? And the coach literally said, I disagree with you. So he told the reporter, I disagree with you. He's like, I think when we had the ball down there was more of a chance that we turned the ball over, blah blah blah. So we went away from that because I didn't want to turn the ball over. And I was just like, but it's scoring. Yeah. So Embiid, like you said, I think he's checked out. So Embiid wants the ball. They're not getting the ball. So I think he's just like, man, I don't want to,
I've been here too long.
Yeah, I'm not trying. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of this bubble. Go back to whatever normal life there is, and because they're not gonna win the series. They're down 2-0. So
is Porzingis playing for the Mavs?
I don't know. I'll have to look. They were up like 15-2 at one point. They're it's 22-12.
Yeah, it looks like he's playing.
Yeah, he was questionable coming into this game, and I mean they need both of those guys out there to be competitive, honestly, and at against a team like the Clippers, they have to have both of those guys out there.
Yeah, Luka's already got 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. But yeah, Mavs they're turning it on right now. And of course, we're going to talk that Paul put on the story, talk about the Lakers and the Trailblazers, and how Trailblazers won that game. Your opinion, Paul?
Handily.
Damian Lillard won that game.
Yeah.
Damian Lillard.
CJ McCollum too. He hit like a really clutch late three.
And that was the thing that Paul had put on there is like, are the Lakers in trouble? I mean, what do you think, Paul?
Well, I mean, after that, I don't know if y'all saw that quote that I dropped in there from LeBron talking about how this year is different and playing without fans is having an impact for him.
It's huge.
And so, I mean, if you think a lot of these teams who maybe need that kind of atmosphere, need that kind of vibe to draw energy from the fans,
right.
Because that's kind of what they've used their whole life. I mean, that's their natural athletic ability. And this isn't just LeBron. This is every pro athlete who kind of had that, type of energy that you would draw from. Yeah. I mean, it kind of just seems just very straightforward that, if there's no fans here, they feel like, well, this probably feels like practice. Why do I need to, go to that elite level to win a game? And, is it just a cop-out? Is it just a lack of motivation, lack of eagerness? Or does having that atmosphere really raise them to, an elite level? I think it's a little bit of both.
I mean, I really think. I mean, you're out there performing, right? I mean, it's performance based. So I mean, I think it's similar to like the actors that do theater. People like actors always say, doing television, film, and then theater are all different. And most of them will say the ones that do all three, that theater is their favorite. Yeah, because there's a live audience.
There's a reaction.
Yeah, and so and then there's that reaction, but then there's that pressure.
Right.
So there's that pressure that they feed off of. They get that high. I mean, we don't really have an audience, but when we do, especially at Kreitz Market, I can feel that. You can feel that. I'm sure. I don't know what Zach feels, but probably nothing because he's a millennial.
I'm cold blooded.
Yeah, he doesn't have. Yeah, he's the Tin Man over here.
I don't think he got that reference.
But yeah, I mean, me personally, I think the no fans definitely has a huge, is a huge factor, or especially for the stars like LeBron James. Yeah, because he feeds, like you say, he feeds off of that. Who are you trying to impress? With your performance. Just the other team, the coaches. I mean, there's nothing there, So. And
then I think also now for the players who may not get as much hype, I think Damian Lillard gets hype. Yeah. But now he knows that there's blood in the water with LeBron, and he can probably sense it. And he's like, I'm going to feed. That's going to be my motivation to take down, the quote unquote king. Right. And I think that favors players like Damian Lillard, who are they're not superstars, but they're stars. And then I think it also favors
I
like
think Dame's a superstar.
and then I think it also favors like foreign players because they're probably not playing in packed out arenas like they do in the NBA. And so when they come over here, they're like, oh, this is just a game. Like I have my own self drive and I got myself here from, whatever country you came from in the Eastern Bloc, hypothetical.
Well, I think the teams that have like the superstar level players that are underdogs in whatever series it is are the people that gain the most from this because A, you don't have that home court advantage working against you. And B, I think because of that, I think you're going to have more runs because it's not like the Lakers can go on a run and have the crowd behind them where you're like not only fighting against the hot LeBron, but you're fighting against a crowd that's all in for the last 10 points or whatever.
Right.
And then vice versa, you're not going to you're not going to have such a long run where you're taking the crowd out of it, so it's hard for you to like get the crowd back engaged. So I think that's why we're seeing, like Snoop was talking earlier about the lead difference. It's like you'll see a lead, a big gap, and then it'll close right back up and it'll go back and forth because no one is able to sustain these momentum swings because the momentum is just between the five guys on the court. It's not a stadium full of momentum, which I think is a very real thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I totally agree because I mean, when I was watching these games, you could see just like the body language of the players, and you can tell like there's nothing there for them. So and you see, and so then the result is you have an 8 seed beating a 1 seed in both conferences. You see Magic 102 or Magic beating the Bucks 122 to 110.
And I think in the case of the Blazers, Lakers, and I think all of this stuff really is a positive. Like it helps out a lot. Like very one-on-one base players. So like the Damian Lillards, like the Hardens, like the Devin Bookers when he was playing, is because they can create their own shot. They can create their own momentum. They can create their own whatever, and they can score whenever they want. So especially when they're not fighting against a crowd and stuff like that. And I think coaches are letting their teams kind of play themselves out of little ruts too, because a lot of times you'll hear, like when you'll watch a game or even in football too, after a big play and the crowd will go crazy, the coach will call a timeout just to like try to get the crowd out of it for a minute.
Kind of quell that momentum.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, it's got to be tough for the players, the star players. But I think you guys are right. I think that the guys from the Eastern Bloc, they don't really care.
This is nothing.
They're just like, oh, we're just gonna go out there and play ball, and we're gonna ball it out, and and try to win these games. So right now, just get a little quick update. Mavs still up 24-18 on the Clippers. And is somebody playing later tonight? Or is this the last game? This is the last game, right? Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow's game. Tomorrow, Thursday, August 20th. It's going to be Heat Pacers at 1, Thunder Rockets at 3:30, Magic Bucks at 5, and then Trailblazers Lakers at 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
People are still going to do, like, once it gets later in the playoffs and even, like, the finals, do you think people are still going to have, like, watch parties? Hey, come over and watch the game. Is that
maybe by Zoom or something like that?
Because it's kind of weird to like get hype watching a game like this. It's more of like a sit back and like chill watch, and then like get hype. You know what I'm saying? Like get hype, get some wings. Like,
so how's that going? Like, how's your no wing intake going?
It's good. But I'm drinking more soda, so I feel like my diet's not really like going the right way. But I'm not. But I haven't ate any ice cream, no candy, and no wings.
All right.
For real?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I love wings. I love lemon. I got lemon pepper in my blood.
So you're talking about like if
I might just make some lemon pepper and dip my finger in it and eat it like that just to get some sort of.
So who's the team you're going with to win it right now? Like who do you like? So that you get at the end of this, you can go get your lemon pepper wings and watch the finals.
I like the Blazers. I've seen them play live, but I don't think they're gonna win it. I don't think I have a team. I'm just hoping for, like, I would like for it to be like Clippers, Lakers, or like I would like the Clippers and Lakers to make a late push. Like I would like for it to be like a team that would bring forth the best game.
Yeah.
So like hopefully the Bucks can turn it around, like the kind of chalky teams.
Yeah, and they're 12.5-point favorites tomorrow. The Bucks are over the Magic. So Vegas is thinking that was a huge anomaly game. Yeah.
So let's just say hypothetically, let's say these one seeds go down 2-0. Is it over?
Nah.
You don't think so?
Nah, I don't think so. I think that there's too much star power for them to.
Yeah, and plus it's not like oh you beat him on the road like now you're going back home and like to clinch the series.
It really doesn't matter.
You were just going across the Disney campus.
Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe these star players are like, I've had enough. Like I've had enough of this quarantine. I've had enough.
Like
of
once they kind of get like the feeling that it's not going their way.
Why am I like I can go home and go live my life.
Now I think if there's a series that gets like 3-0.
Well, of course, 3-0 is a lot different than 2-0.
I think you'll see a 3-0 game, like that next game, the game 4, be very uncompetitive because that other team is like, we get to go home if we lose.
Yeah. That's why I think like tomorrow's games or whenever the second game is for the Lakers, like LeBron's gonna ball out. I think he'll put it on himself to do that. But for Milwaukee, I don't know. They may just fold.
Yeah,
they may just say, "Let's just go home."
Yeah, it very well could be.
The only reason I say that is because I think LeBron's older and LeBron already has a family and he's set. But those younger guys in Milwaukee, man, they want to go party. They want to go out. Yeah. They want to live.
Yeah, and I think to me, I think in the West, I think the Rockets could make a lot of noise.
That's my team. That's what I'm rocking with.
I know that. Yeah, that's your team. And I think you got to kind of watch out for them. Or you do have to watch out for them, and they're up 1-0. They got the Thunder tomorrow, and if Westbrook doesn't come back for the Thunder, they're going to be in pretty big trouble. So the Rockets can get past the Thunder. They could really make some noise, in my opinion. So?
Which Westbrook?
Huh?
Which Westbrook?
D.D. Westbrook.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because the only Westbrook I know is one on the Rockets.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, not Westbrook. Who's it that got hurt?
What team are we talking about?
For the Thunder?
Snoop.
I can't remember. Was it Snoop? Or what up, Stefano? Oh, Stefano brought the pizza back.
Word.
Yeah. No. Never mind. I thought wasn't Chris Paul hurt?
I don't know. All I'm saying is that
Chris Paul.
I know Houston ain't losing to the Thunder because Harden or Westbrook don't want to get beat.
Yeah, and Westbrook. I know Westbrook is hurt.
Yeah, he's hurt, but I'm just saying if he comes back, I
thought Chris Paul was hurt for some reason. Maybe he wasn't.
Maybe.
Nah, he wasn't. He's not. My bad.
I don't follow basketball that much.
Yeah, my lack of basketball knowledge is showing. But yeah, Rockets. We gotta watch out for them. And on the East side, I don't really know, man. I don't watch enough.
Dallas looks sneaky right now. The way
they
playing,
do.
Right?
They do. Yeah. So you gotta watch out for them.
Luka and Porzingis, man.
I like Porzingis, man. I watched him in person when he was on the Knicks. I went to New York a couple years ago, and me and my two of my other cousins went to Knicks
when he played
Hawks game when he played for New York.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really know who he was. I'm not a basketball guy,
right.
But we went. You're gonna go.
You can tell.
You're in New York. You go do things like go to Madison Square Garden because the Knicks are playing.
Right.
But yeah, so we obviously there's no TV or anything, but there's no commercials, so you're just watching, and yeah, you could just tell that he was one of the best players out there. And I didn't really know who he was. I was like, Porzingis, who is Porzingis? I think I heard Snoop talking about this dude, in daily fantasy. But yeah, I mean, I just thought, I like Porzingis a lot. He won me over from that one time. That one time I saw it. So, all right, Recon Athlete, episode 101. Chris Sanchez, Paul Rodriguez, Zach Lucetto. Shout out to Emo, who's just getting on the watch party. Texas Longhorns are practicing. The Austin City, or the head doctor for City of Austin isn't a fan of the 25,000 fans that they want to have at the stadium. OU is now. I saw something earlier where OU might cancel their season. Did you see this?
Well, I saw the Big Ten might bring the season back.
For real?
Yeah.
So I saw this.
That got officially squashed today. That Big Ten.
Really?
Yeah, it did officially get squashed.
So there was a rumor, and I don't know if maybe it was just a report that kind of came out of nowhere, where OU is looking at not playing.
Okay.
So I don't know why, But but if that were to happen, if a team in the Big Ten or in the Big 12 just decided not to play, I mean, there's plenty of other teams that the conference could bring in, right?
I mean, it would just be a potential L that Texas wouldn't have to incur, in my opinion. Right. So if Oklahoma wanted to, bow out of the season, I don't think anybody in Austin or any Longhorn fan would be arguing like, "Oh no, you need to play." I don't think they'd be vibing like that from my point of view.
Well, I'd be kind of disappointed.
This says that Oklahoma this is 4 days ago, had 9 players test positive for COVID after they left campus.
Yeah.
So I feel like theoretically that could be an argument for having the season for trying to keep those kids there. And if your kids that have been on campus forever versus their kids that have been on campus forever, that could be pretty safe.
The safest place for any athlete is going to be on campus because they can the coaches and the staff.
College campus.
On the college, what did I say?
You just said campus, but I don't think that's the case necessarily for high school football.
Yeah, granted, if you can have a dormitory for your collegiate athletes, they need to stay there, and then you can monitor their movement, just like they're monitoring movement in the NFL. Now, I'm not saying you're going to track them 24/7, but if there's a party, I'm sure somebody in that organization's know it's going to go down and kind of keep everybody away from there.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. Here. So I was Googling Texas Longhorns earlier, just seeing kind of news.
Yeah.
And the article says, it's on from Longhorns Wire.
What is Longhorns Wire?
I don't know. It's USA. It's USA Today thing.
Okay.
But it says OU leaning to canceling the schedule. But when you click on the link, the page isn't there anymore. So they
took it down.
Yeah. So they put it up. No. It was 4 hours ago or 5 hours ago now. So it says 5 hours ago, and then you click on the thing, and it says page not.
They're gonna flag us on Twitter for fake news.
I wonder if the university sent like a cease and desist order to say, "Hey, this isn't. We have not confirmed this. You need to take this down."
Yeah, that was weird because I just saw it and I was looking at it.
It's like a tweet that gets deleted. Like you click on the tweet when you get the notification,
but it's still there. But it's still there. So if you go to Google and you search the news part you go to Google, just put in Texas Longhorns football and put news, and it'll be there.
Yeah.
But when you click on the link, the article's gone.
So what does it give you? Is it like a 404?
It just says 404 error. Yeah.
No, really?
Yes,
no shit.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Yes, dude.
Some lawyer got sent.
Yes,
something.
dude. Yes. Hey,
Stefano. Lawyer transmissions.
Hey, Stefano, what'd you bring, dude? Is that clam pizza? Yeah. That's fool likes clams on his pizza. So ESPN also did this thing where they predicted the Texas schedule.
Yeah.
You want to go through this real quick?
Sure.
All right. So UT El Paso, Texas win, of course. At Texas Tech.
Do we see Hudson Card that game?
No.
UT El Paso?
Yeah.
Nah.
So just Casey Thompson?
Yeah.
September 26th at Texas Tech.
Hey, sorry. Jaquindon Jackson is throwing.
Huh?
Good for him.
He's
but
what?
He's not gonna play.
No, but
who?
Okay.
He's what?
F you guys.
No, what did you say?
No, you guys.
What did you say?
No, Paul and I would talk a lot about Jaquindon Jackson, the quarterback from Duncanville that signed to Texas, who tore his ACL the game before the state championship game. So we were talking about that's a bummer. I was talking about it. That's a bummer for him because it's going to hurt him competing for reps against Hudson Card because everyone here just loves Hudson Card so much.
Right.
And I've really I've been on the train for Jaquindon Jackson. So to see him throwing in scrimmages and stuff is good to see it. Hopefully he gets an opportunity to fight for that third spot and potentially moving forward.
Yeah. And because
do you think they would let him play a game or two if he could? Jaquindon Jackson?
What?
No? Okay.
What is it?
Do you think they would let Jaquindon Jackson play a game?
I don't think any of those young guys will play this year. If anything, it would be that third string guy will get some reps in that UTEP game, or if there would have been an orange and white game for sure. But it would be that UTEP game only. But I don't think that'll happen because I don't think Texas will be UTEP handily enough to get 3 quarterbacks deep into that game.
And Texas lost a 2021 commit today, quarterback.
Yeah,
Jalen
Milroe.
Jalen Milroe.
Yeah, but reading up on him, he I don't think he ever wanted to go to Texas.
Oh yeah,
He wanted to go to Alabama.
He flipped to Alabama real quick.
When Quinn Ewers committed, I think that's exactly when he made his decision.
Oh, you think so?
The 2022 quarterback out of South Lake Carroll.
Yeah. All right, back to this. September 26th at Texas Tech. Who do you think they have to win? Longhorns or Tech?
Probably Tech.
Texas.
Yeah, 78% Texas. 78% Texas win.
Texas or Texas Tech?
Texas.
University
of Texas Longhorns. 78% chance of winning. October 3rd versus TCU. Predicted winner.
Pipe down back there.
Predicted winner. October 3rd versus Texas Christian. Who do you think the predicted winner is? Texas or TCU?
The Horns.
I think Texas again.
What do you think? So the probability is 77.7% for Texas win. October 10th versus Oklahoma. Predicted winner.
Not Texas.
I would say Texas.
Oklahoma. Longhorns probability is 48.4%. So that's almost a coin toss.
This is the year to beat Oklahoma though. Yep. I mean, because nobody knows anything about Spencer Rattler. Honestly, for as much as like hype as he has, no one knows anything about him.
I think that's
because he didn't even play his senior year, so no one even knows.
Yeah, but I don't know. OU just pulls out these quarterbacks out of.
But at least you always know about him.
Yeah,
like
you've
been knew Kyler Murray
commitment from
Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, Lincoln Riley. The other guys weren't his.
Fair enough.
You knew Kyler Murray. You knew him at A&M. You knew him in high school. Everyone heard about him. Mm-hmm. You knew Baker Mayfield. You knew him at Tech. People even knew him in high school. You knew Jalen Hurts. Like, you don't know. No one knows anything about Spencer Rattler, and even if you watched QB1, you don't know anything about Spencer Rattler.
Fair enough. October 24th versus Baylor. Predicted winner.
Texas.
86.9% chance of winning. October 31st at Oklahoma State. Predicted winner.
Oklahoma State.
Oak State.
Texas.
Interesting.
I think that one's gonna be. I think that's the answer.
Well, it's only 59. Longhorn win probability is only 59%. So
I think Oklahoma State could win the Big 12.
Well, I think this is. I would say Oklahoma State too. November 7th versus West Virginia. Who do you think the predicted winner
Texas.
is?
Horns.
West Virginia should be really, really bad.
Yeah, 90% chance of winning that game.
90.
Wow. November 21st at Kansas. Predicted winner.
Horns.
What's that running back's name for Kansas? Has like a really cool name.
I don't know. You have to Google it. Who do you think they?
Texas.
94.4% chance of a Longhorn win.
Wow.
I think West Virginia will be worse than Kansas.
Think so?
Yeah.
You think they get to a third quarterback?
Chris, can you ask me that question, please?
Do you think they get to the third quarterback?
No. If any game, it would be the UTEP game.
Why did I have to ask?
Because Zach got his feelings hurt. That's why.
What happened?
He got his feelings hurt.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Puka Williams Jr.
Oh,
the
Puka.
The running back for Kansas.
November 28th. What'd you do to?
I don't know.
Mijo?
Sack up, bro. Let's go.
What happened to me?
Sack up.
He wore his headband, so he thinks he's all cool. That'd be nice.
He's got to pull it down a little bit, though.
No, I'm not a cholo.
Steven Anguiano says you need to pull it down by your eyebrows.
I can't do it, bro.
It'll be like.
Can't do it.
What's happening? November 28th versus Iowa State. Who do you think they got winning?
Iowa State.
Oh, Horns.
83% chance of a Longhorn win.
The like big boards have that quarterback for Iowa State like top 5, like top 5 overall quarterback coming out.
Oh yeah, nice. December 5th at Kansas State. Predicted winner.
I don't think Texas has won at Kansas State in like 100 years or something like that. Yeah,
it's been a while.
I like the Horns.
73.2% chance of a win for the Longhorns. So, I mean, according to this,
is that one loss?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's
one predicted loss.
But I mean, I guess
to OU. But I mean that Texas, the Oklahoma State game, it's only 59% probability. So, but all the other ones, I mean, they're like 70 or more. The win percentage or win probability.
So, but
crazy.
A full schedule, like maybe they would pick LSU to beat Texas. That'd be 2 losses.
Yeah, and
then maybe that Oklahoma State game. I mean, a 3-loss Texas team doesn't sound that. I mean, it sounds crazy, but I mean, I don't think it'd be that improbable.
Yeah, Dave Campbell's had them with 3 losses.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going back through this win probability. I think so. But other than, of course, the Oklahoma win. Then Oklahoma State probable win is 59%. Yeah, I think it's 77 or more chance
crazy.
of win probability for all these games.
If Texas barely beats,
Kansas State was 73.2.
if Texas barely beats Tech, TCU will beat them.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think so. It wouldn't, like right now, I'm not confident that they win both of those games back to back.
I mean, yeah. Hopefully, and hopefully we even have these games. So,
Right.
Yeah, fair point.
Will you be going? Will you be one of the 25,000?
I don't think they're gonna allow that many people there.
I heard they're not selling individual tickets. It's only season ticket holders and students.
Yeah, that's true. Season ticket holders. Yeah, and I know of season ticket holders that gave their season they're like, no, sit out this year. We'll try to get something.
Yeah, because they had like a clause in it that you won't lose your seats if you opt out this year.
Yeah. And I know of some season ticket holders who were like, nah, we're good.
Texas had an offensive lineman opt out today of the season.
Willie Tyler,
yeah. So he's the third guy.
Smart over here. Look at this.
So Daniel Young, Marquez Bimage, and Willie Tyler have all opted out. Of the three, Willie Tyler was the guy that was going to like compete for one of the jobs on the right side of the offensive line. He wasn't like a shoe-in or anything, but he was definitely in the mix. Daniel Young is a guy that like has probably got like 4 carries last year. But Marquez Bimage is like a big contributor on the defensive line. So I think that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. Emo is asking any word on tailgating rules. I don't think
Chris said you can just do it at his house.
I don't think they're gonna have rules for it. I mean, they'll probably just make you.
They're not gonna let anybody in that area unless you're parking and going to the game. I don't think there's gonna be any tailgate.
No tailgating, because you can't
not at the university.
You can't have You can't have 10 or more people gathered, right? That's still a thing.
That's until I think y'all got extended to December.
For real?
And yeah, in Austin, y'all's mask order and
till December,
nobody 10 or more got extended to December.
Will they just get rid of all the cash and make us a cashless thing already, and so they can stop doing this COVID thing? I mean,
what does the cash have to do with masks?
Because that's what they're doing. They want to make us a cashless society. It's a new world order, dude. They want to.
We don't have time for that on the show.
Yeah.
So this is
there's a coin shortage right now.
Yeah, there's probably a bunch of people got 5-gallon buckets or drums or water containers full of coins.
So this is per Pete Thamel, Yahoo Sports. Says sources: the NCAA Division I Council decided today that fall sports student athletes can compete in any amount of competitions this year, and it will not count as a season of eligibility.
Oh yeah.
This still needs to be approved by NCAA Board of Governors on Friday. What percent chance do you think this has of being approved by NCAA Board of Governors?
Paul?
Man.
Over or under 0?
Zero.
Yeah.
Zero.
Less than 0%.
Yeah, I mean, there's none.
Yeah. Recon Athlete, episode 101. Chris Sanchez, Paul Rodriguez, Zach Luceto. Shout out to everybody on the watch party. And before we wrap up, any other topics as assigned? We did our NBA. We did our Longhorn special.
We did fantasy football.
Did some fantasy football. Paul, you got anything else?
No, man, I'm good.
You good? You okay now?
I'm good.
All right, word up.
Fart, but that's about it.
Man, you got to. All right, yeah, we got to wrap this up, dude. We got to wrap this up so he can take care of his business. We'll be back Saturday morning. So we'll be talking more NBA. Hopefully some Longhorn stuff. Make sure you check out Friday Night Flex. Is that what it's called? I always forget the name of the show.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called either. Friday Night Flex.
Friday Night Flex?
Flex Fridays. I don't know. Friday
Night Flex. Snoop Daniels, Zach Luceto, Paul Rodriguez is a contributor as well. That's going to be Friday night, 7 to 9. And you can hang out. You can listen to Zach do his rejoiners.
Chase Griffin, former Huddle quarterback, current UCLA quarterback, will be on the show in the 8 o'clock hour.
Oh, okay. You pulled that together?
No, Snoop did.
Oh, okay. All right, y'all. Shout outs.
Shout out to you for drinking most of this Topo Chico, and shout out those napkins.
All right, what up? Paul.
Shout out to God, my family, and Stefano for coming through with some pizza.
Word up. I want to shout out to God, shout out to my parents, and shout out to everybody that's on the watch party and everybody that continues to support us. Also, Texas Point Outdoors and Kreitz Market our featured sponsors. We'll see y'all Saturday morning, y'all. Later.